Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Blanco the Slime, and of course, we got a new DLC in GTA Online called the Money Fronts DLC. In today's video, we are going to be going over said DLC and the businesses and vehicles that came with it, and pretty much just give my opinion on, whether I think the DLC is good, whether it's amazing, whether it's a disappointment, whether it's mid. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the thumbnail kind of gives it away a little bit. But before we do get in the video, of course, I need you guys to take 1 second of your time, hit that like and subscribe button. It only takes 1 second of your time, and it severely helps with how the video and my channel performs in the YouTube algorithm. And with that being said, let's get into the video, man. So when you boot up the game, Madrazo is going to call you. And once that phone call happens, an icon will appear on the map pretty much by the airport, where you got to go meet with him, and it's going to put you through this cutscene. I'm not going to sit here and put you guys through all the cutscenes and all that type of stuff just to extend video time. You know, we don't do that here on the channel, so we just going to cut straight into the meat and potatoes. And like I said, he's going to call you. A little icon's going to appear by the airport. You go meet with him. It's going to put you through this cutscene, and once the cutscene is done, you will be able to purchase. It's called the All Hands or All Hands On Car Wash, on the website, on the phone, on the foreclosure website. So the business is not that expensive. That is the good news. It's one of the few things that is saving this DLC, in my opinion, because again, the thumbnail does give it away. If you ask me, I do think the businesses are pretty mid, the vehicles are pretty good, but of course we are going to get into everything, and I'm going to tell you guys why I think that. The businesses aren't horrible, though. There's a lot of people out there that are saying the DLC is absolute garbage and that the businesses are horrible. It's not true. I can agree that they are mid, but I do not think they are horrible. So once this cutscene is done, like I said, you will be able to purchase the hands-on car wash. And it is pretty cool that they gave us this car wash because obviously, it's pretty iconic. Out of all the car washes, it is probably the most known one. So I like that they've been doing that lately, like with the garment factory and now with this car wash, the McKenzie Airfield hangar, kind of letting us own businesses that are like iconic to the GTA lore and stuff like that. But nothing really too much to these businesses, just tints. So obviously just pick whatever color you want. They only cost $10,000. You don't have to get them, but the business does cost $1 million flat. For me, at least, I have heard that if you have GTA Plus, it is cheaper. So do keep that in mind. If you have GTA Plus, these businesses will be cheaper. Now, once you purchase this business, you get another phone call from your partner, Rav. And you don't have to listen to it. We ain't gonna play through it. We're just gonna hang up on him, as a matter of fact. And then you just come in through the side entrance right here. And I do want to point out, you can get free car washes, of course, at your business. Thank God, because that's such a rock star thing to do, right? Like, give us a car wash business and not let us wash our own cars there. That would have been hilarious. But thankfully, they do allow us to wash our own personal vehicles here at the car wash. So that's another pro, I guess, if you want to make a T-chart of the pros and cons of these businesses. There's another one for the pro side. But basically, again, nothing too much. Similar to the McKenzie Airfield hangar, we're getting these kind of businesses lately that are just very simple, very bland. Nothing really much to them. They all kind of just seem to look the same, which is one of the complaints that I do have. Like, I do understand we are working on GTA 6 and stuff like that, but a little bit of variety would be nice. I mean, literally the last 4 or 5 businesses now, like the layout of them looks absolutely the same. So a little bit, sad to see that. But anyway, once you have access to this business, it now opens up access to 2 more. That being, of course, the helipad, the Higgins helicopters, and then the smoke on the water marijuana dispensary. Both businesses also not that expensive. The Helitour is costing $900,000. Again, if you have GTA Plus, this will come at a discounted price. And again, nothing much to these businesses, just a tint, no other options. And then, of course, smoke on the water, $850,000, $10,000 tint, $860K. Not too bad. Again, it will be cheaper if you have GTA Plus, so keep that in mind. I do believe it's like 20% off. So I'm not really going to do the math right now. But just know if you have GTA Plus, they are going to be cheaper. But let's see what we got going, right? Let's get on this laptop. We have 3 options here. We have car wash, which seem to be missions to lower our heat level. You can see there on the bottom right corner. We have a heat bar, which pretty much, I'm assuming shuts down the business or maybe comes with a fine. I'm not sure yet, actually, what the heat bar being full actually does to the business, but the car wash missions will lower your heat. The money laundering missions are the best ones so far, from my understanding. And then we have the Mr. Faber work, which all these businesses have the same missions, which is very weird to me, which is where I think, Rockstar sold a bit and kind of fumbled the ball a little bit. I think they could have got a little bit more creative. But let's walk over to the safe here. And again, we are going to go a little bit more in detail with the missions and stuff, but let's just look at what we got going here. So the safe seems to have every single business in the game that you own is going to contribute to this safe. So this is one of my favorite safes actually in the entire game, because we're going to make money passively, a pretty decent amount. You can see the full amount would be $30,000. The only one I'm missing is the document forgery office. Probably not going to buy it just to get that extra 1,000. I'm fine with the 29K every 48 minutes. But that leads to my next point. Every 48 minutes, this safe can generate you $30,000 if you own every single type of business in the entire game. So that's pretty cool. It's paying homage to all your other businesses and giving you a reason to collect, I guess you could say, all the other businesses and own all of them, where before there wasn't really a reason to do so. Now, if you want to max this safe out, you will need to own every single possible business in the game. So I like that. That I will give to Rockstar. That was a very cool addition, and I think gives you a reason to grind, I guess. Even though the safe, I think, should have been more than 30,000. If you own every business, I think it should have been 50,000, just like the nightclub. But it is what it is. We'll take 30K. It's better than, the garment factory giving us like 2,000 every 48 minutes, right? So this safe is definitely not the worst in the game. It's not the best either. The nightclub still takes the cake in terms of that category. But yeah, it's definitely not a bad safe. You know what I'm saying? It's decent passive income. Definitely, again, not the best, not the worst. Probably tied with the agencies, because the agency safe, you also need to do 200 security contracts, which is very time consuming. But here is where you will come to collect the money after doing those money laundering missions that I mentioned. Those are the best right now. From what I've been hearing, those pay anywhere from $50,000 to $70,000, and they take about like 10 to 15 minutes to generate the money back here at your business. So once you get in this computer, you just want to launch up the money laundering missions. Those are the best ones. To my understanding, the car wash missions don't pay much. They just lower your heat level. And the Mr. Faber work takes a really long time, like a shitload of time, and it only pays about 30K, and they're not really related to the actual business. Whereas the money laundering missions genuinely only take like 8 to 12 minutes, and they pay 50 to 70,000. And you could do one of these at each of the 3 businesses, which means you can make about 210,000, including the 30,000 from the safe. You can make about 240K every, 48 minutes or so. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Let's jump back to this money laundering mission. As you can see, very simple stuff. Pretty much just take out bad guys, light the money on fire. Nothing we haven't seen before. So not necessarily a breath of fresh air in terms of the missions. Pretty much repetitive missions we've seen before. But again, they are working on GTA 6. I highly suggest don't do what I did here. You can see I tried to pull out an RPG and just make it quick and blew myself up. So I was having a really hard time getting the money to get lit on fire. I ended up actually just coming here to retrieve the Molotovs, and I would suggest you do it as well, because I tried sticky bombs, pipe bombs. I didn't have any gasoline on me, so I couldn't light the money on fire for the life of me, and eventually had to come get the Molotov. So get some Molotovs before doing this mission. I highly suggest it. But once you come back, I just lit the money on fire, and that's the end of the mission. So again, like I said, nothing we haven't seen before, nothing really unique. But they are working on GTA 6, so there really is only so much they can do. But still, we got to call a spade a spade. It makes the businesses a little mid. So, you take the bad guys out, light the money on fire, come here, destroy the van. Apparently, I don't know for anybody else, but for me, the NPCs have been like God tier. Look at this. These dudes were like a hitman squad. They hopped out the car and just lit me up with no hesitation. I never stood a chance. Long story short, we came back, we handled our business, we get this van destroyed. But man, these NPCs have been like on steroids lately. Like literally, these dudes are zapped, bro. They're zapped. But so yeah, we gotta call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? Even though I do understand that Rockstar can't really put too much into this game, being that their focus is on GTA 6, which is coming in a year from now, if God forbid they don't delay it again. Let's keep our fingers crossed. But coming a year from now is GTA 6. So of course they have to keep their focus on that. And that guy got absolutely wrecked. But they have to keep their focus on that, so I can't really blame them fully. But anyway, let's move back to the laptop back at our car wash business, because I did want to go back and revisit the Mr. Faber work that I was talking about. It opens up this little like mission menu right here right now. So it's kind of like a contact mission, I guess. It really isn't that good, man. It only pays like $30,000. sometimes even less. And to be honest, they take a really long time. All three of the businesses do have these available, so it's not like specific to any of the businesses. You could pretty much activate these from any of the three. And in my personal opinion, I really think they're trash. There's absolutely no need to ever do them. Unless you really want to, then by all means, go ahead. But my personal opinion is garbage. So we're not even going to get into it. Just take my advice for it, bro. The Mr. Faber work is really not that good. Now let's move on to the final business that we got with this DLC. Of course, that is the smoke on the water, marijuana dispensary. Now this business is pretty cool. Just being able to own a dispensary in general, but do keep in mind, you do have to come in through the back. You can't come in through the front, which kind of sucks because the front does look nice. It's by like the boardwalk and stuff by the beach. But again, the inside is very simple, very similar to the last few businesses we've been getting, where the inside of these businesses are just very simple. Rockstar is just, I think, testing for GTA 6 at this point, like concepts and business ideas. Like, I think we're going to get a dispensary and all this stuff in GTA 6. But anyway, like I said, the missions are the same, except we get weed delivery instead of, the car wash. The washing the client's car or whatever. We get weed delivery, but it works the same. It lowers your heat. The money laundering mission is going to work the same as well. Again, you could activate the money laundering mission from any of these three businesses, and the money will actually go to the car wash. So to collect the money after doing these money laundering missions, you do have to go back to the car wash. You can't collect it from the smoke shop or from the helipad. So again, this mission is very simple. Just go collect the fertilizer, take out some dudes, drive the car back. Again, very, very simple. We can't really expect too much more from Rockstar though at this point. So again, I do think the businesses are mid, but I'm not upset, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I don't think any of you guys should be neither, because the fact they're still giving us DLC a decade later, or over a decade at this point, is really dope. So I don't really got too much complaints, but they definitely are pretty mid. Like I said, the missions are very simple. We bring the fertilizer back, and that will earn us 50 to 70,000, just like the other money laundering mission. But the money will not be available right away. You do have to wait, I believe, like 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and the money will show up in your car wash in that little room where I showed you guys earlier in that back right corner. And you will be able to collect 50 to 70,000 for each money laundering mission that you do. But do keep in mind, each money laundering mission will increase your heat bar. As you can see, our bar is now almost one full bar. So you can't just keep spamming these missions. The pay is pretty good for how little time it takes, but you can't keep spamming them. And I made a mistake. I said the last business, I completely forgot. We didn't even do the helipad yet. So let's go to the Higgins Helitour helipad. Unfortunately, no space for any vehicles in any of these businesses, so no vehicle space, nothing like that. But you can call in a personal helicopter to this helipad, so I guess that's pretty cool. Like your DH7 Iron Mule or anything like that, your Cargo Bob, you can call it in right here. So that is pretty cool. But again, the three missions are going to be the same, except here we get a helicopter tour. Again, that's to lower our heat. So it's like doing legit work. All three businesses have a legit work option, which lowers our heat. And then we have the money laundering, which is where we do illegal operations to earn money through these businesses, which is something they said they want to do in GTA 6. So that's the reason I said I think this DLC is a little bit more so to test with that idea for GTA 6 being like, being able to do a legal and legit business through one business. So like, again, we have a helicopter tour, washing our clients' cars. And for the weed dispensary, we have, weed deliveries where we deliver actual product to the customer. So I definitely think they're testing this for GTA 6. So that's why I'm saying don't be too upset with them, man. I think it's more so they're just playing with their options a little bit, seeing the reactions they're going to get to these types of businesses where we have a balance of legal and illegal work in the same business. You get what I'm saying? So here we are, just to show you guys, we did two money laundering missions and we made 105,000, which is really not that bad. It doesn't take that long to do them, and to get 50 to 70,000 for each is not bad. So we did two and we got 105,000, and within that time our safe produced 29,000. Of course, a full safe is going to be 30,000. So honestly, you can make about every hour between these three businesses. If you keep doing the money laundering missions, you can make about 250 to 300,000 every hour. So the pay is not too good, but it's also not the worst. And it's not the hardest. Everything's pretty easy and simple and self-explanatory for the most part, which is why I probably won't be doing like a guide on each of these businesses. It's very simple, man. They all pretty much run the same way. It's very self-explanatory. I don't think they all need a separate guide. But again, my honest opinion, I do think the businesses are pretty mid, if you ask me. Now, another kind of business, I guess you could say, I wouldn't really call it that. It's free. It is called the Quickie Farm. Of course, this is going to work like taxi work or like the pizza deliveries, where it's going to be more each time you do the deliveries. Not really too much money, though. I believe it's $5,000 for the first delivery, $7,500 for the second. I'm not sure what the max is, but it's not going to be that great. But I did want to point that out. That is an option. If you don't own any businesses and want to make some money, this is the location for that. But let's get into the best part, right? We say the best for last, and that's going to be the vehicles, man. As I said in the thumbnail, the vehicles are good. They're not like crazy. They're not amazing, but they're good. Like, they got a few really good ones. Two specifically that I really, really like, and a few more that I do plan on purchasing that I haven't yet. But of course, we are going to talk about the vehicles in this DLC. And so far, we do have access to 6 of them. I believe if you're a GTA Plus member, you have 7 because you also have the electric vehicle. I unfortunately won't be able to show the new electric vehicle because I do not have GTA Plus. But just know that there is a new electric vehicle, but who really cares? Electric vehicles are trash. If you like electric vehicles, we don't judge you, but they're trash, bro. So I don't even care that I can't really show it. But first up, let's start with the new Corinne kind of like pickup truck. It's kind of like a lowrider pickup truck. Unfortunately, it's the Evron RS. It looks really good, man. The headlight is beautiful. Next up, we have the Sentinel GTS, the Ubermacht Sentinel GTS. Best car that GTA has released in a long, long time, in my opinion. I've been absolutely loving it. You saw me putting it through the car wash. The thing is beautiful, man. It's one of my favorite cars in the game already. And then we also have the Dubachi Rapid GTX. Now, you can see the price points for all these vehicles, this one being the most out of the 3 from Legendary Motorsports, at coming in at 2.7 mil. But out of these 3 vehicles, I definitely really like the Rapid GTX and, of course, the Sentinel GTS. The Sentinel GTS probably being my favorite vehicle of the entire DLC, probably everybody's favorite vehicle. But moving on from Legendary Motorsports to Super Autos, we do have 3 more vehicles. First up, the Karen Woodland. They're coming in at 1.6 million. Nothing really too special there, to be honest with you, but one that I've been hearing a lot of good things about is the Annis Hardy, coming in at just under 1.4 mil. It's a really nice looking car, and everybody's actually really digging it. So I definitely would suggest picking it up, honestly. And excuse me, we only have 2 cars on Super Autos. I don't know why I said 3. But the Annis Hardy is definitely the one to go for out of these 2, in my opinion. And then on Legendary Motorsport, of course, the Ubermacht Sentinel GTS and that Dubachi GTX are definitely the 2 that you want to go for. I'm not too sure about that Corinne Evron RS. But let's move on to Warstock Cash and Carry, the heavily requested police bike. Now, I would have really liked if they did more of like a modern one or just a better bike in general. This bike does not perform well. It's pretty trash. And of course, leave it up to Rockstar to charge us $3.7 million for a trash vehicle. Honestly, I wouldn't get it. This is probably the one thing that brings down kind of like the DLC on the vehicle side of things. Like, we already spoke about the business side. I think the vehicle side is what carries the DLC. But if anything is going to be like a stain on the vehicles, it's going to be that police bike. You do get a free police outfit for a limited time if you purchase it. But honestly, man, it's really not worth it. For 3.7 mil, I think that's crazy and absurd. I would never pay that much for that bike. But anyway, like I said, man, the vehicles are probably the best part of the DLC. In my personal opinion, I don't think the businesses are too good. I like these 2 vehicles right here. Like I said, the Ubermacht Sentinel GTS and this GTX, the Dubachi. Really, really nice vehicles. I definitely recommend getting them. Probably my favorite part of DLC. I'm not gonna lie, Rockstar cook, low-key. And like I said, man, the businesses aren't the greatest, but all put together, all 3 of them come to about 2.5 mil. And to be able to make 300K an hour for 2.5 mil is really not that bad, but it's not the best. Like I said, Rockstar is working on GTA 6, so I didn't really expect anything different. But they definitely cooked with the vehicles, and I think overall the DLC's mid. Like, it's not like fire, but it's not bad. It's not horrible. Some people will say that it is. I do want to know your guys' opinion though in the comments down below. Let me know what you think, man. Let me know if you think the DLC is good, how you liking the businesses, if you enjoy the missions, what vehicles did you like out of the 6 or 7 that dropped today. And yeah, let me know what you think. I like to hear your guys' feedback. And again, I do want to remind you guys, if you made it to the end of the video, take 1 second of your time to hit the like and subscribe button. It really only takes 1 second of your time, and it helps me tremendously, and I do greatly appreciate it. It helps, you know, how the video performs in the YouTube algorithm, and as well as my channel. We are rolling. We're going to keep it rolling all the way to GTA 6. Hit that like and sub, join the Slime Squad. Until the next video, peace out, boys.